Hey guys, it's Lex at LexReads, and I bought some books. Again. So, none of these books are actually new. I got all of them in like the beginnings of January. But then I got lazy. So we're going to talk about it now. Alright, the first book I picked up is One of Us is Lying by Karen M. McManus. So this one is described as, what is it, like Pretty Little Liars meets The Breakfast Club. I have actually already read this book and I absolutely adored it. I thought all of the characters were really likable. But basically it tells the story of these 5 kids who get detention one day. They all get set up to be in detention and one of them is killed. So the other 4 are suspects, and it's essentially just like a whodunit murder mystery. I saw the end coming, but I still thought it was fun. I liked the characters. I'm like a character person more than a plot person, so I still enjoyed it. Yes. The next book I picked up I also have already read. This is Truly Devious by Maureen Johnson. This is another whodunit, but this one is a trilogy. And the second one just came out. I haven't bought it yet and I haven't read it yet. So all I have is this. This one essentially just gives you a ton of questions. This one doesn't give you any answers whatsoever. Like epilogue of a murder mystery, essentially. It's like all of the setup for this murder mystery with not a lot of the answers. So I'm really excited. I'm pretty sure the second one is called The Vanishing Stair. It is called The Vanishing Stair. So I need to pick that up. But essentially this, it is a dual timeline story. It follows primarily Stevie, who is a teenage girl who goes to this really prestigious boarding school in Vermont. Yeah, Ellingham Academy in Vermont, where she wants to solve the crime of the founder's wife and daughter being kidnapped and like vanishing, essentially. It's assumed that they're murdered, but they never found the daughter's body, so like... The next book that I bought is called Violent Ends, and it's by a lot of people, 17 to be exact. It's about a school shooter and a school shooting. But the story is told in 17 different perspectives. So it's about different characters and events that are connected to the shooter and the school shooting. And I haven't read this one, but I'm very excited. There's some like awesome names on here, like Neil and Brendan Schusterman. There are like some solid authors in here, so I'm really excited to get to that one. Next one, you can tell that I've started, but haven't finished. I'm about that far in. This is A Study in Charlotte by Brittany Cavallaro. So this book follows Jamie Watson and Charlotte Holmes. It's also a whodunit. It's a mystery. It's kind of like a it's a Sherlock Holmes and Watson type story. They're descendants from Sherlock and Watson. I like it so far. It's a little bit slow. I'm 67 pages in. And I have set it down for now. I haven't DNF'd it. I just have set it aside because I'm like a mood reader and I just like wanted something different. So, I love this cover. Isn't that cover just gorgeous? The next book that I bought as of recent is The Gentleman's Guide to Vice and Virtue. I really need to read this book, and I'm excited about it. I just haven't been in the mood for this type of story, but it is it has an LGBT protagonist. I'm pretty sure he's bisexual, if I do recall correctly, but I'm really excited about this one. So it essentially follows Monty and Percy, and they have planned this awesome wild trip through Europe, and I'm pretty sure it's a historical fiction, but it turns into a harrowing manhunt across 18th century Europe. It is historical fiction. But I have heard nothing but amazing things about this book and its sequel, so I need to read this. I just haven't gotten there yet. I will. I own it. I'll get there. This next book I've been absolutely dying to read since, for like a year now or so. This is Renegades by Marissa Meyer. Arch Enemies came out. I have also started this one and I set it down because I was just in the mood to read something else, and for me, if I'm like in the mood to read a different genre, so like say I'm in the mood for a murder mystery and I pick up this, it's going to be really hard for me to get through it, not even if I enjoy it, just because it's not what I like want to be reading. So, I've set this aside. I will get back to this very soon. I read about 100 pages and I really did enjoy it, and I'm very excited about it. I really like the characters. I really like the story so far. The whole superhero type idea is, I'm really into it. I love superheroes. I love magic powers. I like powers. I like superpowers. I like superheroes. I like villains. I'm into it. Just the whole 9 yards. All into it. I also picked up Ever the Brave, which is the sequel to Ever the Hunted. This one is also a trilogy because that's all that YA writers write. But anyway, so this one is following our protagonist again, Britta Flannery. It's essentially just the aftermath of book 1. So she saved King Adrian with her powers because she has some pretty wicked powers, but it's created this bond between them that she cannot break, and it's pulling her away from Cohen, which is the man she loves. You know, it's pretty like solid YA fantasy romance. The first one was fun. I think I gave it 4 out of 5 stars, maybe 3.5 out of 5 stars, something like that. So you know, it's the whole she's got to figure out how to harness her powers so she can save the kingdom again. Next, this is They Both Die at the End. So I started this last night. I got about 100 pages in and I'm absolutely devouring it. I cannot wait to keep reading this book. I already can tell that I think it's going to be a 5 out of 5 reads. It's totally within my realm of enjoyment. It's like kind of contemporary, but it's like contemporary with a little bit of like suspension of disbelief. So essentially we're existing in a universe where everyone gets a call on the last day of their life. So between like midnight and 3 in the morning on the day you're gonna die, you get a call from Deathcast, and essentially they're like, hey, just so you know, you're gonna die today. Like, here's all the things that are happening in your area in case you want to like do a fun thing. Like, we're sorry, you'll be sorely missed. Please live this day to the fullest, whole thing. So this book is a dual perspectives book, and it follows 2 boys on their last day of life. I absolutely love both of the characters. We have Mateo and Rufus, both of whom are teenagers. One is 17 and one is 18, and they both get their Deathcast calls on September 5th, and they find each other and go on this wild, epic adventure. I've just gotten to the point where they like meet each other, so I read through part 1. I'm starting part 2 this afternoon. This one will be done soon. I'm absolutely loving it so far. I also picked up We Were Liars by E. Lockhart, but I lent it to a friend, so I don't have the physical copy right now. We Were Liars, I don't want to tell you very much about it because if you haven't read it yet, do, because it's amazing. It's a mystery that doesn't feel like a mystery for the majority of the book. I did not feel like I was reading a mystery until the last like 30 pages, and then I was like, book's a tearjerker, man. It'll get ya. I didn't think I liked any of the characters until I did. I rated it 5 out of 5 stars. I thought it was amazing. I highly recommend. A lot of people have really like mixed feelings about it, but I definitely, if you're in the mood for a tearjerker or like a book that's like shrouded in mystery but also like elegance and like privilege, they're all like really rich, highly recommend. The last book I bought is Grim Lovelies. I don't know what this book is about. It was just 50% off and signed, and I got really excited, and it sounds really good. It's a fantasy. It says that 17-year-old Anouk envies the human world where people known as pretties lavish fast cars and high fashion on themselves and have freedom to fall in love. Anouk is a beastie, so she's like an animal that's turned into a human, I think. Her mistress is murdered. She's accused of the crime. Sounds good. I'm excited to read it. Alright, so there you have it, ladies and gents. Those are all of the books that I bought in January of 2019. I've read a good handful of them. I'm really excited to continue reading the rest of them. Thank you for watching. Please be sure to go down below. Let me know if you've read any of these books and if you like them. Subscribe. Come back for more. I would love to see you all again soon. I try to post a video every Thursday. Some weeks that doesn't happen. February was a little bit crazy and I didn't post anything. I promise I'm trying to be better. I'm working on it. But anyway, that's all I got for you guys. Bye. Why am I this way?